Welcome to BTS Lover. What really happened in that mall parking lot that night? Fan cameras captured a figure believed to be Jungkook stepping out of a white car, moving calmly yet leaving behind countless questions. Everything looked ordinary at first, but that's exactly where the curiosity began. Shortly after, another speculation surfaced, instantly sparking excitement among ARMY. Was Jimin out shopping for Christmas and New Year necessities? What truly shocked fans was one striking detail. Why was Jimin seen alone without any bodyguard? Was this a carefully guarded private moment? Or is there a deeper story hidden behind the quiet parking lot? The brief appearance, and the white car that suddenly became the center of attention? Stay with us on BTS Lover, because in this video we'll break down the subtle clues, the atmosphere caught on camera, and the possible meanings behind a simple moment that has left ARMY around the world unable to stop speculating. Don't blink, this story is just beginning. The moment the short clip began circulating online, the atmosphere among fans changed almost instantly. What initially looked like an ordinary scene in a mall parking area slowly transformed into one of the most talked about moments of the week. The lighting was dim, the surroundings quiet, and the camera slightly shaky, as if whoever recorded it hadn't expected anything extraordinary to happen. Yet within seconds, that assumption was shattered. A figure dressed in dark clothing was seen stepping out of a white car. The movement was calm, unhurried, and almost deliberately low-key. There was no dramatic entrance, no crowd, no visible security detail drawing attention. And perhaps that was exactly why the moment felt so striking. Fans quickly began whispering the same name in comment sections across social media: Jungkook. While no official confirmation was ever made, the resemblance, posture, and familiar aura were enough to spark endless discussion. What made the scene even more intriguing was what followed afterward. As clips were replayed and slowed down, another theory began to form. Many fans speculated that Jimin might be nearby, possibly preparing to shop for Christmas and New Year necessities. The timing alone fueled the imagination. Late December has always been associated with warmth, reflection, and quiet preparation for new beginnings. And the idea of Jimin personally handling holiday shopping felt both intimate and unexpected. But one detail stood out above all else, becoming the core of the mystery. Jimin was rumored to be alone without a visible bodyguard. For longtime followers, this immediately raised questions. BTS members are known for being carefully protected, especially in public spaces like malls. Security teams usually maintain a discreet but constant presence. So why did this moment feel different? Was it a rare private outing? Or was the situation far more controlled than it appeared on camera? Some fans believe the answer lies in trust. Trust in the location, trust in timing, and trust in moving quietly without drawing attention. Others argue that what we see on camera is never the full picture. Bodyguards could have been positioned at a distance, blending into the environment, intentionally staying out of the frame. Still, the absence of obvious security only deepened the sense of vulnerability and humanity attached to the scene. As the footage spread, reactions poured in from all over the world. Many fans expressed concern, emphasizing safety above curiosity. Others felt strangely touched, imagining Jimin doing something as ordinary as shopping for holiday items, perhaps choosing gifts, decorations, or simple necessities to welcome the end of the year. The thought alone made the moment feel deeply personal, almost cinematic. There was also a noticeable contrast between the cold, industrial feel of the parking structure and the warm emotions projected onto the scene. Fluorescent lights reflected off the white car, casting soft shadows that gave the footage an almost surreal quality. It wasn't glamorous, and that was precisely what made it powerful. In that quiet space, stripped of stages and spotlights, the idol image faded, revealing something closer to real life. Speculation continued to evolve with each passing hour. Some fans wondered whether this outing symbolized a desire for normalcy after an intense year. Others connected it to personal routines, taking time alone, stepping back from constant schedules, or simply enjoying the freedom of doing everyday tasks without an audience. The white car itself became a symbol in discussions. Why white? Was it coincidence? Or did it reflect the understated nature of the outing? White often associated with simplicity and calm, seemed to match the tone of the moment perfectly. Nothing flashy, nothing loud, just quiet movement through a familiar space. What's particularly striking is how such a brief, wordless clip managed to trigger such emotional responses. There were no statements, no explanations, no confirmations. And yet, the silence spoke volumes. Fans weren't just reacting to what they saw, they were reacting to what they felt. The sense that this was a glimpse into a moment not meant for the spotlight. As Christmas and New Year approach, the story continues to resonate. It reminds fans that, behind the global fame and carefully curated performances are individuals who still experience the season in simple ways, shopping, preparing, reflecting, and moving through the world quietly, just like anyone else. Whether or not the figure was truly Jungkook, whether or not Jimin was shopping alone, one thing is undeniable. The moment captured something rare. It blurred the line between public and private, between idol and individual. And in doing so, it reignited a familiar feeling among ARMY, a mix of curiosity, protectiveness, and deep emotional connection. Until more information emerges, the scene remains suspended in speculation. A white car in a mall parking lot. A quiet step out into the light. A question left unanswered. And perhaps that's why this story continues to linger, because sometimes the most powerful moments are the ones that leave us wondering, not knowing, and feeling just a little closer all the same. As days went by, the conversation around this brief sighting refused to fade. Instead, it grew quieter yet deeper, shifting from excitement to contemplation. Fans no longer focused solely on who was seen, but why the moment felt so meaningful. In a world saturated with constant updates, this single, ordinary scene stood out precisely because it offered no explanation. Many armies began to describe the clip as comforting. There was something reassuring about the stillness of the scene, the absence of urgency, the lack of spectacle. It suggested rest, intention, and perhaps even emotional grounding. The end of the year often brings reflection, and for fans, this moment became a symbol of slowing down after months of intensity. Some speculated that this quiet outing might reflect a personal tradition. Holiday shopping, after all, can be more than a task. It can be a ritual. Choosing items thoughtfully, walking through familiar spaces, and taking time alone can be a way to reconnect with oneself. The idea that Jimin might value such moments made fans feel closer to him, not as an idol, but as a person navigating the same seasons and emotions as everyone else. Others focused on the relationship dynamic hinted at by the speculation involving Jungkook, the possibility that the two were nearby, moving separately yet connected, sparked subtle interpretations, not dramatic conclusions, but gentle ones. Trust, understanding, and unspoken coordination, the kind that doesn't need to be displayed publicly to be real. What remained consistent across all discussions was respect. Fans repeatedly emphasized boundaries, reminding each other that moments like these are not performances. They are fragments of private life, accidentally shared. The tone shifted from curiosity to care, from wanting to know more to wanting to protect what little was seen. Interestingly, the silence from official channels only reinforced this atmosphere. No confirmation arrived, no denial followed. The story remained untouched, allowing fans to process it organically. In that silence, imagination softened into empathy. As the final days of the year approach, this sighting lingers like a quiet pause between chapters. It doesn't demand attention, yet it stays remembered, a reminder that even those who live under constant scrutiny still seek moments of simplicity, walking through a parking lot, stepping out of a car, preparing for a season meant for warmth and renewal. And perhaps that is why this story continues to resonate. Not because it revealed something extraordinary, but because it reflected something deeply familiar. In the end, it wasn't about being seen, it was about being human, if only for a moment, in a place where no one was supposed to be watching.